What's up? I'm John Cena. Smash the like button. If you believe that booking for the Sickos is dumb and a bad concept for the growth of all elite wrestling.
All right, so I'm hearing that Daniel Bryan is going to face Nigel McGuinness for the world title. And this is one of those things where Tony Khan, man, he wants the audience to go on Google to know why these guys don't like each other. He's been doing this for the past 5 years where he brings in a new guy and we are supposed to know who this guy is. Now, let's talk about Nigel McGuinness. Yes, he was a pro wrestler, but why is he facing Daniel Bryan for the world title? And why should we care that these guys were rivals? Listen, when Nigel McGuinness was in the World Wrestling Federation, he was not a wrestler. This guy has not wrestled in years. When Nigel McGuinness was in NXT, he was a commentator. Nobody knew he was a fake pro wrestler. That's how we viewed him. So years later, you want to book him in a match against Daniel fucking Bryan for the world title just because these guys have history. I call it smart mark history. Only a smart mark fan would know these guys used to be rivals. But how many years was that? That was years ago. That was in Ring of Honor. Last time I checked, Daniel Bryan has been a superstar for the past 15, 10, 12 years. Who remembers these guys used to be rivals? And why do you think, as a booker, your fans, your audience at home, will care about Nigel McGuinness facing his rival, Daniel Bryan? What, after 15 years? When was their last match? Why should we care? I hate when Tony Khan does this. He always does this. He brings in somebody and we have to Google them to know who the fuck they are. That means he's lazy. That means he books for his smart mark audience that don't need to go on Google. But if you are trying to grow your fan base, you can't make them go on Google to figure out how come Daniel Bryan does not like Nigel McGuinness. And yes, they were rivals. And I did hear that Daniel Bryan had a heated rivalry with Nigel McGuinness. Yes, he has said that on record, but that was years ago, back when he wasn't Daniel Bryan. Nigel McGuinness is not a superstar. You see, it's different when CM Punk was facing Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is a legend. CM Punk is also a legend. Those guys have been stars for the past 15 years, so that makes sense for them to run it back in all elite wrestling. But I'm sorry, Nigel McGuinness is not on the level of star power of a Daniel Bryan. Are you crazy? That was Ring of Honor. What has Nigel McGuinness done since Daniel Bryan has been a star? So we are talking about a Ring of Honor rivalry that Tony Khan, man, is trying to start up, that he thinks his fan base will care. But no, they would not care. Listen, I do like McGuinness. I do like Nigel McGuinness. But this is random. You can't bring back old ass rivalries from 15 years ago that people forgot about or don't know about. At the end of the day, all elite fake pro wrestling, this is a new company. It still is. It's a 5-year-old company. That means it's still new. Look, you gotta make new history. Stop going back in the past. You are going back in the past. I'm sure these two will have a good match, but why are they fighting? Yes, on commentary, McGuinness does take shots at Daniel Bryan, but if I'm a casual fan, why? How come this guy don't like Daniel Bryan? If I'm a casual and I didn't watch Ring of Honor, okay, how the fuck am I supposed to know this? Oh, right, I gotta go on Google. I gotta go on YouTube to know why these guys do not like each other. That makes no fucking sense. That's lazy. You want your audience to do your work for you. No, you gotta feed us. We cannot feed ourselves. You gotta feed us. Feed us information as a boss, as a booker. How come these guys are fighting? How come these guys have a heated rivalry? Why? That was 15 something years ago. That was a long time ago. This is 2024. Like I said, I do like McGuinness. It's just this match makes no sense. This guy comes from the fucking booth. He comes from the commentary booth to get a shot at Daniel Bryan for the world title just because you want to rekindle their rivalry? No, these two guys are not CM Punk and Samoa Joe. Okay? You cannot compare Nigel to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan has been a legend since he left Ring of Honor. not so much Nigel motherfucking McGuinness. No offense. This match makes no sense. I'm sure it's going to be a good match. It's just, this is why all elite fake pro wrestling is not growing. So you got young guys on this roster that really want to face Daniel Bryan for the world title. And you call up Nigel McGuinness from the commentary booth. He gets a shot at Daniel Bryan for the world title just because you want to rekindle a fucking flame. This makes no fucking sense. This is why Con Man does not know what the fuck he's doing. He books like a fanboy. He thinks the majority of the audience will know about this rivalry. No, this is mark booking. This is legit mark booking. You are assuming that people were clamoring for this match, for this rivalry? Like I said, these two are not CM Punk and Samoa Joe. We're talking about an icon. Daniel Bryan is an icon. Nigel McGuinness is an indie icon, okay? There's levels. Nigel McGuinness is an indie icon. He is not a worldwide icon like Daniel motherfucking Bryan. Okay, so here's what I know about this rivalry. I think about 7 years ago, Daniel Bryan was on Twitter, and he said that when he was in Ring of Honor, that he got a concussion from Nigel McGuinness. That's all I know about this rivalry. How about you let that sink in? That's all I know. When Tony Khan says he booked for the Sickos, yes, he really means it. Sickos are not casuals. Sickos are not legit wrestling fans. Sickos are the smart marks that care about a rivalry with a legend, an icon like a Daniel Bryan against an indie icon like Nigel McGuinness. Yes, you are a sicko if you care about this rivalry. Are you sick? Yes, you gotta be sick. Daniel Bryan, he beat Dave Bautista. He beat Randy Orton for the world title at WrestleMania. And you wanna see this match? Bro, Daniel Bryan is above Nigel McGuinness. This is a old ass Ring of Honor rivalry. Are you crazy? Yes, you gotta be a sicko if you wanna see this match or you care about this rematch. Like what?